who's up for some obscure historical drama? So a lot of us know about Martin Luther and his 95 Theses, but almost 500 years earlier was the Schism of 1054, or the East-West Schism between the Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church. It was a few centuries coming, but in 1054 things came to a head and people started picking sides. Now, there were a lot of causes of this. Different teachings on original sin and the afterlife, even how things should be run with the government. But there's one reason for it that I actually haven't seen a lot of people touch on outside actual religious circles, and there still seem to be passionate opinions about it even 1,000 years later. Please keep in mind, I belong to neither of these two religions, and this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This little-known difference lies in the type of bread they use for their communion. Eastern Orthodox churches use leavened bread, or bread with a rising agent, like yeast, while the Roman Catholic Church uses unleavened bread that doesn't rise. The unleavened bread is a reminder of Jesus Christ's Last Supper because unleavened bread is traditionally eaten during Passover. Most of the Eastern churches, however, associated leavened bread with the resurrection of Jesus Christ, the rising of the bread symbolizing him rising from the dead, and they wanted to differentiate their own practices from Jewish customs like Passover. Actually, until 1054, most people didn't have a problem with what kind of bread they were using for communion. But then, the Patriarch of Constantinople, Michael Cerularius, got into a fight with the Pope about certain Roman traditions, like the use of unleavened bread. So the Pope sent some people to talk to him about it, but then the Pope died before they could even meet. With the Pope dead and his authority in flux, the envoys with dubious authority decided to excommunicate Patriarch Michael, and Patriarch Michael met with his people about it and basically said, "You can't excommunicate me because I'm gonna excommunicate you." And these tensions did play a part in the breaking apart of the church. It was such a big deal that we still have records of what kind of names each side's members called each other, with some members of the Eastern Orthodox Church calling the Catholics Azymites, which means followers of doctrine without leavening, and some members of the Catholic Church retorting with proselytes, which means followers of doctrines with leaven. I'm pretty sure most people don't use those words anymore, but again, I don't belong to either of these two churches, so I probably wouldn't know. There does seem to be a happy ending, though. In 1964, Pope Paul VI and Patriarch Athenagoras met up and rescinded all the excommunications, valid or otherwise, and hopefully it's all okay now.